My name is Sharon. My colleagues and I all work at the City of Fairfax Regional Library. Welcome to Read to Your Zodiac Sign. This series is offered as a part of our adult summer reading program. We're going to break this series down into weekly installments by the 4 elements of nature: air, fire, water, and earth, each of which give the signs their distinct temperaments. We will give you a brief recap of a sign's personality traits and introduce you to a few books that we think each zodiac sign will enjoy. To learn more about astrology, you can search for books in our catalog. There are titles available in print, as ebooks on Overdrive and Libby, and as audiobooks on RB Digital. This week we are going to introduce you to the earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth signs are earthy, grounded, reliable, and practical. They are pragmatic, good at both managing tasks and getting things done. They are the ones who bring the rest of us down to earth. They are mostly conservative and realistic, but they can also be very emotional. They are connected to our material reality and can be drawn to material goods. They are loyal, stable, and stick by their family and friends through tough times.
Capricorns. Capricorns are ambitious and determined. They're goal-oriented, organized, and practical. They are successful and ladder climbing. Capricorns don't mind the hustle, and they don't mind following the rules, but they also like to make rules of their own. Capricorns are known also to be responsible and fair, but can be a little miserly, fatalistic, or pessimistic. One classic Capricorn-style character is Ebenezer Scrooge. He's wealthy, but he's miserly. He refuses to spend money even on coal. And bah humbug, that has to be one of the most pessimistic lines in all of English language. Luckily for Scrooge, a spiritual visitation is all that's needed to bring out the responsible and fair part of his personality. Some famous Capricorn authors are Zora Neale Hurston, J.R.R. Tolkien, Edgar Allan Poe, and Stan Lee. A fiction recommendation for Capricorns is Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. This is a sparkling novel about the complexities of female relationships, the pitfalls of living out loud and online, and the resilience of the human heart. Big Summer is witty and moving, a story about family and friends and what matters most. It'll appeal to Capricorns who occasionally bruise the feelings of others in the pursuit of their own goals. Capricorns can find it difficult to be mindful of other people's feelings, and so they often have trouble expressing their own. It's important for them to feel acknowledged and respected. They're tough on the outside, but sensitive on the inside. For those Capricorns, we recommend The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Aging and reclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo has decided that it's time to tell the truth about her scandalous and glamorous life. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant for the job, no one in the journalism community is more surprised than Monique herself. And as a reminder that success is always better when shared, Capricorns might enjoy The Peacock Emporium by Jojo Moyes. Discipline and personal responsibility are core values for Capricorns. These qualities make for excellent students and teachers. A couple of nonfiction recommendations would be The Gifted School by Bruce Holsinger, a humorous take on ambitious parents, willful kids, and the pursuit of prestige in America. Another is the unforgettable memoir Educated by Tara Westover, which chronicles her upbringing in the remote mountains of Idaho to survivalist religious parents. Self-taught, she now has degrees from Cambridge and Harvard. A final nonfiction recommendation is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, A Life by Jane Sharon DeHart. This is the first full biography of the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Ginsburg's career is successfully placed within the context of American social and political history from the 1930s to present, and will appeal to the Capricorn zest for success and achievement.
A Taurus is dependable, patient, determined, methodical, and artistic. Also, obstinate, materialistic, lazy, unyielding, and resistant to change. A Taurus can deal with unexpected events better than most people. They are intensely loyal to family and will see things through to the end. They have genuine creative gifts, are responsive to color and design, and are inspired by art and music. Unless provoked, like Ferdinand the Bull, they love to sit and smell the flowers. Famous Taurus authors include Honoré de Balzac, Charlotte Bronte, Harper Lee, and William Shakespeare. Taurus literary characters include Bilbo Baggins, Katniss Everdeen, Jay Gatsby, and Jo from Little Women. A novel that examines the differences between physical and internal beauty is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It offers us a fascinating contrast that a Taurus can both relate to and learn from. The Lorax by Dr. Seuss was written as a children's book, but contains lessons that can touch us at any age. The story illustrates the dangers of corporate greed as well as the inherent beauty of the natural world. Perhaps it will inspire you to change the world. The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien feature strong friendships and loyal characters. They are survival stories with independent characters who have to fend for themselves as they cross the various landscapes of Middle-earth. The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle, offers a Taurus a little guidance. A Taurus's nature may have an eye on the future, but the power of now reminds them to focus on what is happening today rather than what could happen tomorrow. For a lighter read, try Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Tina Fey is a strong and motivated Taurus herself. Her memoir, appropriately called Bossy Pants, is full of humor and heart. She writes about her childhood dreams, her nerdy teenage years, her time on Saturday Night Live, and her role as a mother. It will remind Tauruses to always stand up for themselves and what they believe in. For the materialistic Taurus, or one with a love of color and design, try Entrepreneur or House Beautiful magazines. Both are available digitally through RB Digital.
Hi, I'm Becky. Today we're going to be talking about Virgos. Virgos are considered the hardworking perfectionists. They always strive for perfection in whatever they do. They are detail-oriented. They thrive on creating structure out of chaos and have the will to see the vision through. The character that exemplifies Virgo characteristics the best, in my opinion, would be Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Some Virgo authors include Stephen King, Agatha Christie, Roald Dahl, George R.R. Martin, Upton Sinclair, and Mary Shelley. My first recommendation for Virgos would be, for fiction, would be Stephen King books. Stephen King is known for his superb world building. He creates stories that are engrossing, they're rich in detail, and immersive in their horror. A good one to start with would be Misery by Stephen King. If you haven't read this, this is a great book. Superfan Annie kidnaps her favorite author, breaks his legs, and makes him write the ending that she wants. A fun activity for Stephen King's books would be to get them on audiobook and listen to them around the campfire, and you can creep out everybody. My next fiction recommendation is for Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. This is for Virgos. Again, this is great world building. This is tremendous amounts of detail and research that go into these books. Even though they are fiction, you will definitely learn something. It is part of the Kingsbridge trilogy, so if you like this book, there's 2 more. And if you like medieval historical fiction, but feel like you can't really sink your teeth into most historical fiction books, Pillars of the Earth is definitely for you. It explores the development of medieval architecture, civil war, secular and religious conflicts, and shifting political loyalties. If you enjoyed Game of Thrones, but maybe the magic was a little too much for you, this would be a good choice. Virgos will love the detail and learning something new. My last recommendation is for nonfiction. This is for our biography. This is for Virgos. And it's A Beautiful Mind by Sylvia Nassar. This is a biography of John Forbes Nash Jr., who won the Nobel Prize for Economics. And it's his struggle with schizophrenia and the diagnosis and how it changed his life. It is definitely a little sad, but there's a lot of detail, and I think Virgos will really appreciate the complexity of this story. And also, it also shows that for all that we know, there is still so much that we don't know. Thank you for joining us for Read to Your Zodiac for this week. Please come back next week when we'll have more signs and more book recommendations.